Yeah, I mean, it's pretty difficult. I mean, I couldn't turn on Animal Planet and watch Animal Planet without seeing me getting picked off by Travis Hunter. So, I mean, it was everywhere, and I was trying to get away from it as best I could. But, I mean, it put a chip on our shoulder. We were ready to get back out there and just kind of get that bad taste out of our mouth. And that's the only way to do that was to go win the next game. So, I mean, that was just kind of our mindset. We tried to ignore it and not really react out of emotion, but really use it to kind of fuel us.
You are listening to the Zen Game QB Show. On today's episode, we talked to Chandler Morris and his teammate Blair Conwright that both played together at TCU during their national championship appearance season and now at North Texas. We got to catch up with both players before the season. And you just heard Chandler tell his story from his time at TCU, in which he played in one of the most high-profile games of the 2023 season. On the heels of that national championship appearance, he started for TCU and they were upset by a Deion Sanders coached Colorado Buffaloes team that then took the college football world by storm. In this episode, you'll hear Chandler talk about the aftermath, how in that season he received a lot of hate and learned to persevere and overcome that to become a more mentally strong human than he's ever been before and have the best season of his college football career at North Texas this year, in which he's accounted for over 4,000 total yards. If you want to hear more conversations with elite college football quarterbacks, make sure to subscribe to our channel so you never miss any of our new content. Chandler picks up with talking about how he managed to overcome so much social media hate after his tough game last year.
On Instagram, I mean, you get on Instagram and I just like getting on there and look at funny stuff. But I mean, my whole feed was just flooded with a lot of hate and like commenting on my pictures and stuff. And so, I mean, one way I turned off the comments. Only people I follow can comment on my pictures. That helped me a lot that whole season. And then really I delete Twitter during season. I don't want to see good and I don't want to see bad about me on Twitter. And so, I mean, that helps me out a lot. And then also I just don't really care too. I mean, it's not really going to affect me. But I also like to kind of pour out and get rid of all the negativity around me. So, I mean, that was just a couple ways I do that.
Next, Chandler discusses how he had to step away from football for a little bit after a tough 2023 season, and most importantly, how that rejuvenated him into the player that he is now.
There was a period in December where I wasn't really in love with the game anymore, and I understood it, and I knew that I needed to kind of step away for a little. And so I think it was a great opportunity and excuse to get my degree. I needed to get the degree and really step away from football, just kind of go, like you said, rejuvenate myself and kind of just get that love back. So it was good. I mean, I was working out still. I'd wake up, I'd work out every day, the same days they were working out. I was on their lift plan, but I wasn't waking up before the sun was up. So, I mean, I got to kind of show up to the gym at about 9 a.m. and do what I needed to and stay in shape. So it was a good process though.
And you're feeling 100% healthy now.
Yep.
When's the last time you felt 100% healthy?
Probably last summer would probably be the last time. 'Cause I mean, today will be the best we'll feel for the next 4 months, 5 months with the season starting, I guess, on Saturday. So, but yeah, I mean, this is the best I've felt for about a year now. So
it's got to feel good. I can actually ask both you guys same question, but they're going to be different answers. What do you think the toughest point in the college football journey has been thus far?
I would have to say just, I guess, me transferring. That was pretty tough, just being in a new environment and stuff. And just like having a whole new different team and like having to get acclimated to a whole different situation and everything's different and stuff like that. I think that was probably the toughest point, but it's also the most like interesting because I got to go through like basically 3 programs, I guess, including the coaching change at TCU. So I think it was just cool and you get to see like the differences and stuff.
What do you think the hardest point for you was in the journey?
I mean, like you mentioned, I mean, all the ups and downs with, I mean, I saw a lot of success. I've seen the lows. Probably this past football season, probably was it. I mean, I got hurt, same injury I had the national championship year. I mean, it was difficult, but I also understood why I wasn't playing, why I didn't get back in the game. I mean, Max was balling out and we were having a lot of success, so I understood it, and he went on and finished second in the Heisman that year, so I understood why I wasn't playing. But really this past season, I didn't understand it, and I told the coaching staff that, and I got hurt, and then I was back healthy, I believe for the Texas game, and we just weren't winning games, so that was very difficult for me to kind of see that they moved on from me and kind of given up on me, and were just kind of sticking with what they had right then and there. So that was definitely the most difficult part of my career, was probably last year.
And it's hard. It happens to a lot of players where you can have quality individual results, but if a team result's not the way that someone expects, like you said, people are blaming your stats were good in almost every game last season.
Yeah.
And you had a winning record last year as a starter. So it's really, sometimes people are just fishing for a change that maybe can make them look good, or they could say, hey, if we had played this person the whole time, maybe we would have been better, even if that change makes no logical sense at all.
Yep.
Yeah, you're really hoping you get it's probably not going to be this year, but you're hoping you get a shot at TCU sometime next year, if there's any way that could.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
that'd be
great.
I'm sure.
Another year, man.
Yeah. that'd be a fun one.
I know you like to use your legs, and this offense is very open for that. Are there things you're doing this year to make sure that when this offense does allow you to be as aggressive as you're probably going to want to be, that you don't hurt yourself?
Yeah, I mean, and Coach Morris and the staff is doing a good job of that too. I mean, they're going to try and put me in the best position possible. They're not going to ask me to use my legs too much. I feel like last year at TCU, they're asking me to be KJ Jefferson, and I'm not KJ Jefferson. So I think they're doing a good job of kind of just having a balance of me when I can use my legs and when I need to, I guess.
It's interesting because from the games I've watched, it seems that your best moments on the ground are not scripted runs. So that actually makes a lot of sense to me for why you were having some trouble last year versus maybe in that Baylor game, because the Baylor game, probably the best part was it was so in the moment in terms of the transition happening in the program, because all these great running plays are broken down plays where you just decide, hey, I'm just going to go forward, I'm tough, and I'm going to go get some yards. They weren't really like designed runs.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's right. I mean, once the kind of the pocket collapses, I feel like I'm at my best when I get outside and keep my eyes down the field. And then if there's nothing there that I like, I know I can tuck it and go use my legs and pick up some positive yards.
Next, Chandler and Blair discuss the moment that they knew that their national championship appearance season at TCU was going to be a special one.
What would you say, the OU game?
Yeah, OU.
Yeah.
OU.
OU was probably the one I think we played in like week 5 or something, and they were top ranked. They just got beat by K-State, but they were still like very well ranked. And yeah, we beat them, beat the brakes off them, and then yeah, that was probably the moment where people were like, okay, yeah, this is probably going to be a pretty good year.
Oklahoma State, maybe? Too?
Yeah,
like
Oklahoma State was
overtime
pretty soon after that. Because OU had a bad year that year.
Yeah,
they went, 6 and 7?
Yeah, no.
So probably Oklahoma State or OU.
And then the Michigan game, was it just got absolutely nothing to lose and we're just going to figure it out?
Pretty much.
Yeah, I honestly think it was just because we weren't as tense, I guess, because we were just excited just to be there, and it was one of our first bowls. Like a lot of us on the team, it was just our first bowl, so I think we just played loose and we played free.
I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, honestly, because we were enjoying it.
Well, we can both answer differently, but what was your best memory of going to a national championship, that whole run up, semifinals, finals, CFP?
Probably just kind of really the whole season, seeing everyone like I took a lot of I thought seeing Max have that success, because I mean he'd been through so much, I guess, his whole career. I mean, he'd had the heart issue, and just really was. I mean, TCU fans didn't like Max at one point. I mean, he started for 3 years and he didn't get the results that he was looking for, and they didn't get the results they were looking for. So he took a lot of hate, and kind of seeing him and how he took that. I mean, he really had that I don't really care mindset, and then his number got called and he went out and just took it one play at a time, and had a lot of success. So I think I took a lot of, looking back on it especially, I was really happy to see that for him.
And you kind of felt some ownership in terms of you guys did that together.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, he'd come to the sideline. I'd try and help him as much as I could. And he'd, even if it was just him wanting to kind of complain about a previous drive or a previous play. So just trying to help him out.
What would you say your favorite memory was?
I guess just being around with all the guys and stuff, and just seeing how like we were all just a team and everybody was just having fun. Like Chandler said, I think Chandler handled the situation that championship year like the best I've ever seen anybody handle it, honestly. Because I think we were all just happy just to be winning finally and stuff like that. And Chandler handled it amazing. Like, he didn't pout or anything. So just seeing all the guys happy was just my best.
It sounds like just because you guys have been through it all together that it kind of was able to become a collective success, which made it easier than it would have been if it was more contentious. And now you're in an amazing position and he's getting to pursue his NFL dream, which is a pretty amazing thing to get to be able to do at this current level. Totally different subject, but if you were to look at all of the different play callers that you've gotten to experience over this college run so far, I'll leave North Texas out of it just because otherwise it would be the easy answer to give at the moment. Who would you say you learned the most from?
Probably Garrett Riley. Just because I think whenever I was at OU, I mean, I was a freshman, I was trying to figure it all out. So, I mean, I was just at a different point in my career at that time. So I think it'd probably be Garrett. I mean, he taught me a lot as just being a quarterback and stuff like that. And his offense is, I mean, just like his brother, but I mean, it's very quarterback friendly. And my whole thing, I mean, that whole offseason, I was like, I just got to get on the field. I got to win this job because I know if you can just get on the field in that offense, you're going to have a lot of success, and he's going to put you in really good position. So I'd say Garrett. What
is it that makes the North Texas offense different than all those offenses that you guys participated in the past?
It's like you said, it's very similar to both Rileys that I've been in. I think the motion. I think we have a lot of motion in our playbook, and just trying to kind of get a man zone indicator off pre-snap and putting kind of receivers on the run, especially hitting their routes and clearing up the picture. So I'd probably just say that.
I would say the motion, because it definitely does just spice up the play and stuff like that. I mean, I didn't realize there were so many ways to run just one play and just have so many different like looks at it and stuff like that. So I think that's what really makes it different, is the motion.
Makes it possible to audible and change your mind pretty quickly too. So if you're at the line of scrimmage and you want to do something a little bit different when you see the defense, probably makes it easier to change your play if you have a lot of different ways to attack the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a lot of freedom in this offense, whereas I felt like last year I didn't have as much freedom, and so I think I get to really make a lot of checks at the line, really play what I see, and Coach Morris has a lot of confidence in me, just because I've played a lot of ball and have been in college for a while, so he just trusts me on that part.
Probably exciting heading into the year.
Yeah.
Is there just a feeling of a lot more freedom, and kind of how is this fresh start now for both of you guys kind of feeling heading into 2024? In your case, Blair, now with the confidence of, I came here to be able to put up bigger numbers. I did that against our 3 hardest conference opponents. I can do it. And in your case, now finally just getting a team that's yours without looking over your shoulder heading into a season.
Yeah, I mean, I feel loose, I feel free, and I think Coach Morris has really done a great job of that, because I just see the confidence he has in me. So as a quarterback, I mean, that's what you want. You want your coach to be confident in you, and that stuff spreads. And so I mean, that's just something I'm very thankful for, and happy that he's got the confidence in me.
Yeah, we'd say Blair.
Yeah, just seeing Chandler out there, man, he's just balling, and like he is taking control of the offense, so he brings in a lot of confidence just in the receivers as well. When you know, like when you can trust your quarterback, and you know he knows the offense inside and out. And I mean, I've been here for a year, so I'm already kind of acclimated into the offense and stuff like that.
Last kind of North Texas specific question. Who are some other players in offense that people should be looking out for this year heading into 2024?
I'd say, and Blair would agree, Damon Ward, number 8. He's our Z receiver. You just got to just put it around him. He's going to go make a play. And I've been really pleased with Kaika, our running back, as well. He tore his ACL last year? Tore his ACL last year, and if it wasn't for that, I mean, he would have had a lot of opportunities. So he's coming back off that, and I've been really pleased with him and how he works too. So I think he's going to be a good one for us.
Yeah, I agree with Chandler on both those options. I think another one would be probably DT Shedfield. I think he's just a really good type of Debo type of guy. Just give him the ball and he'll go make plays. So I'm excited to see what he does this year as well.
This conversation occurred before the season and turned out to be prophetic because the receiving trio of DT, Damon, and Blair wound up combining for over 2,000 yards receiving. So I think that they were right, that they were onto something. Next, Chandler talks about the reason that wearing the number 4 is extremely special to him.
So, I mean, I've been wearing 4, pretty much ever since I started playing football. So, my dad, he coaches, and he was at Stephenville, and he coached a quarterback by the name of Jevan Snead, who he went to Texas out of high school. And Jevan was, he babysat me and my sister. I mean, he was always around, and that was just that was Superman to me. I looked up to him. I was probably 5, 6 years old, and looked up to him. So I wanted to be like him. And then he transferred from Texas to Ole Miss, and he had a great career. I mean, he played under Houston Nutt. They went into the swamp and beat Florida, Tim Tebow, when they were ranked 1 in the country, and he had a phenomenal career. So it was because of him, and we lost him, I guess, in 2019. He passed away, so that was definitely something I wanted to kind of make public and really show the respect to him. So that's why I wear 4.
It's a pretty beautiful reason to do it. Fun fact, and I've covered it in a few of our other shows, you actually have 4 life path numbers. Look that up in numerology. I always look at the number compatibility when I can, so kind of a fun thing that you chose to wear a number that is a direct match for all of that. But different time to delve deeper into that. But I think the meaning that you have behind that is pretty perfect. Is there a moment in specific that you felt that you really honored him?
Yeah, I mean, it was last year, our Nichols State game, actually, the broadcasters kind of did a segment on it, and that was awesome. He passed away due to suicide, and he committed suicide, and they think it was something to do with kind of mental health and kind of CTE along with football and stuff like that. And so really kind of trying to raise awareness for that, and that was a pretty proud moment for me. Whenever the broadcasters kind of talked about it a little bit. So that was probably one of my most memorable moments, and it was really relieving to see that.
After hearing that story this fall, I've always taken on a new meaning to watching Chandler run out on the field with the number 4, knowing what he is honoring. Next, Chandler and Blair discuss the role that faith has played in their careers.
I mean, it's played a huge role. I mean, through all the ups and downs, especially. I mean, you've got to have something to kind of lean back on, and really my family helps me with that, and then God as well. I mean, that's something that I lean on during those situations, especially and through the ups and the downs as well. So I mean, you got to be able to do that during the good and during the bad. So it's been very important to me. just to try and handle all that stuff.
And another one of my favorite faith-based questions to ask, 'cause I think I've always gotten really cool stories from it, is number one time that you're playing out there and you had a sign that there was something greater going on.
For me, it'd probably be when I got injured, especially this past year. During that moment, I mean, I got injured and kind of stepped away from football and stuff, and like just really reflected on it. And I remember kind of sitting in that medical tent and thinking life is bigger than football. Like I just really it like kind of hit me and was like, this isn't the end of, like, this is not the worst thing that's ever gonna happen. And understanding that, and I mean, God has a plan, like we said, and his path is the correct path. I mean, we like to draw our own path and kind of fantasize about it, but at the end of the day, it's already written, and God has that plan. And just there's going to be nights that you're going to sometimes be a little shaky and think like, well, why me and stuff like that. But really, truly understanding at the end of the day that his path is the correct one.
I hope you enjoyed this conversation with Chandler and Blair as much as I did. If you want to hear more conversations with elite college football quarterbacks, make sure to subscribe to our channel so we can see you with our next episode.